Ray here, your Stamping Up demonstrator from the Scenic Rim in Queensland, Australia, coming to you live on Monday, the 3rd of March. We are in March. Can we believe it? So welcome everybody. I am coming to you live this morning. Now, I've had a popular request that I've been asked several times about when I'm doing my scrapbooking. Rundown on how I print my photos, and we will print some photos when an awesome scrapbook layout for you today as well. Floral Delight. Like, who is in love with this gorgeous yellow flower paper? Look, you can see I've been fussy cutting. So if you're not a fussy cutter, you may not want to do this layout, but I've done some. I've got a little scrap there that I think if I need some more, I might have to fussy cut some more. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're watching from. So I go live 5 days a week. And if you weren't a part of our fundraiser on the weekend for the Californian wildfires, oh my Lord, you need to be a part of that. I cannot believe the crafty inspiration in that group over the weekend. So we had over 30 crafting videos in our fundraiser. Now, it's not too late to join. If you've got fear of missing out, I'm here to tell you it's okay. Don't panic. You haven't missed out. You can actually still donate. We're actually still taking donations right through until the end of March. So if you've had people with the chatter about how awesome this event was, so what we did was for $20 US, you got access into a Facebook. Looking a bit fuzzy today. Yeah, that's me probably. If that's what you're talking about, me, yes. It was an awesome weekend. It was a huge weekend. We had so much behind the scenes work that Marcy Bessica and myself did to make this Californian wildfires fundraiser get off the ground. And I can tell you, it was absolutely an awesome event. So we had crafting videos for your $20 US donation that goes to the Glenn Beck Mercury One Foundation, which goes directly to the people that have been affected by the Californian wildfires. But as our give back, we actually have given back crafty inspiration, like absolutely crafty inspiration overload. So if you were a part of that fundraiser group on the weekend, give a shout out to how awesome the videos were. You've been visiting the Lotto Lady. I hope you said hello to Sue for me, Daryl. Thank you. So if you weren't a part of it, you don't have to panic. You can scan that QR code, pay your donation, and you'll get access. And all the videos are in there. They're all in there, easy to find. But it was an awesome, epic event, I can tell you. So if you're interested, you can still scan that QR code there on the screen to get access to that crafting event. So as I said, over 30 crafting videos. Even Sarah Douglas from Stampin' Up, the CEO of Stampin' Up, she did a video in there showing people an exclusive sneak peek of things that aren't even released yet. So that was pretty awesome. So please donate kindly to the people that have been affected by those Californian wildfires. Okay, couple of things. I've got my April 2-day scrapbooking retreat. And I mean, if you love this, you are going to love the April 2-day scrapbooking retreat. I'm telling you, it is using this gorgeous suite of products. So, so definitely, if you are thinking about doing scrapbooking, if you are thinking about wanting to come to an in-person event, it's happening on the 5th and the 6th of April. If you cannot make it in person here in the Scenic Rim, you can also get a retreat in a box option, but you will get the whole entire Floral Delight suite. So you will get the designer series paper, the beautiful vellum, you will get the bead trinkets, you will get the gorgeous Daffodil Delight ribbon. You will get the stamp and die set, as well, that goes with this suite. And you will also get cardstock to create 4 double-page layouts. We're going to do that over a period of 2 days. The cost is $220 in person. It is $245 if you want to get a retreat in a box. All of the retreats in a box from my retreat, not last weekend, the weekend before, all went out in the post on Friday. So if you ordered your retreat in a box, it is on its way. Hopefully it will be reaching your doorstep soon, so you'll be able to enjoy that beautiful. And that was the Wildflower birthday suite we used in it. It was absolutely awesome. But as I said, April 2-day scrapbooking retreat. Now, do you want to have a sneak peek? I'm going to ask you this. Do you want to have a sneak peek of what my scrapbooking class is for this month? Because I've finished my scrapbooking layout. So my Scrap It With Me workshop, it's a monthly subscription. Now you can, like, here's the thing, people. Some people say, I want to get the Everyday You and Me Scrap It With Me workshop kit. Now, this is a kit that I designed myself. So I designed the layouts. It is not the kit that Stampin' Up are actually selling. I have done that kit as well, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But this Scrap It With Me workshop is my designs, and it is using the Everyday You and Me Designer Series paper, the Everyday You and Me sticker sheet, the 12 by 12 matching two-tone cardstock, and we are using the Everyday You and Me stamp set with it as well. Sue's saying, oh yes, please. So type it in the comments if you would like to see a sneak peek. I'll show you quickly because the layouts are stunning. I must say they are gorgeous. If you want to get in for this month, I mean, the in-person class is going to be this Thursday. And of course, you're probably too late to get in for this Thursday. I may have one kit left, maybe. But if you want to get in it for March, you can actually subscribe now. As long as you subscribe before the 10th of March, you will get this delivered to your doorstep. Now, it's $95 to get it delivered to your doorstep, but I'm going to show you the 3 double-page layouts that we are going to create with this kit. Everyone's saying, yes, please, yes, please, yes, please. Okay. All right. I'm going to pop the camera down on my desk. And at the moment, I've got a few things out. This is ready for what we're going to do today. So you can see, look at all this gorgeous fussy cutting that I've done, but look at this beautiful paper. So just enjoy that beautiful paper while I go and grab the layouts. Now, I can tell you the sticker sheet for this Everyday You and Me, let me grab this out of the way and we will bring in my layouts. The sticker sheet for the Everyday You and Me is absolutely gorgeous, and it makes your layout so pretty. All right, so here we go. Okay, so I have used this gorgeous paper, and I mean, one of the favorite papers in this, I think, is this gorgeous this one here that's in the background. So it's absolutely gorgeous. So let me get the double page layout. So this is one. Okay. Actually, it goes that way. I was thinking, how does that go? It goes that way. So that's one that I did. Okay. But gorgeous. And I've used a lot of the stamping and things in it as well. So that's layout number 1. Let me bring in layout number 2. Layout number 2 was this one, which once again, I've done a technique here where we've distressed the edges and then also used the blending brush to blend the edges. And this one here is my last one. There you go. So that's what I did all day yesterday. Okay. So that is actually this month's class. All right. You've just seen it, this month's class. If you want to get in, by all means, please make sure that you scan that QR code there on the screen, or use the link in the description box down below. And you can get your hands on that awesome kit. They will be getting sent out. Actually, they'll be getting sent out earlier this month. They'll be getting sent out as soon as I order all the product on the 10th. I will be popping them in the post because I'm going away. I'm going away on the the 20th of this month. So I have to get all of my kits and everything out on the 20th of this month before I go. So if not, I might take things with me and get them out while I'm away and go to the post office while I'm away. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to tell you is how to print the photo. So I'm going to use this gorgeous paper. Now, the first thing that I think I've looked at is I think I want to use, what was I doing here? I think I had that, and that was what I was going to use. Now, this gorgeous vellum is stunning, but I think I want to use that, and that. I don't know whether I want to use, when I look at the layout here, because I'm going to do some tearing down this side. So the first page that I want to do some strips of this, and then I don't know whether I want to use this vellum underneath or possibly bring in some of the pool party in underneath. What are your thoughts? Pool party or this one? I still feel like I like this one. I think this one stays with the tones because pool party is bringing in a color that we're not really using there. So I think I'm going to stick with this one. Okay. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to do some gorgeous layers here. Isn't this paper just stunning? So, oh, thank you. Thank you for saying my pages were beautiful. I thoroughly enjoy doing my pages. So that's my plan. I'm going to do one large photo on one side. I'm only going to do one page today, so probably with the large photo. And then I will finish off later on and do the second page myself. But that was my thought process. Okay. Now, what I tend to do is I know a rough idea of what I want to do, but then I work out what photos do I want to use. So as you can see, I've got a gorgeous daughter there. Okay. We have got some stunning photos. So I wanted to choose, and I'm going to show you this here. So I've got an Epson Eco Tank printer. So an Epson 8550. Everyone's going to say, what is that again that you've got? It's called an Epson Eco Tank 8550. Now, it's not a cheap printer. I'll be the first one to say it is not a cheap printer, but I'm telling you, it is definitely worth its weight in gold. Now, with the Epson, you get a couple of apps. They're free apps that you can pop on your phone. So I'm actually going to use the Creative Print. So this is called Epson Creative Print. Okay, now we have a couple of things here on our screen. You can see it says collage, design paper, photo ID, whatever. This is the bit that I go into, so that collage. Okay, now I can show you, so you can see here, it's very hard to see on the screen, but you can see we've got templates here that we can actually work out what size photos we want, and you just drag and drop your photos into it. So it's really, really easy to use, and you drag and drop your photos into it. So that's what I've been using, and I've been printing on A4 glossy Epson photo paper. Okay. Yes, so Margie, yours is the 8500, and the 8500, the only difference is my 8550 can print larger prints. That's the only difference in the 8500 to the 8550. Mine can print larger prints. Mine can print quite large prints. I think they're about I don't know, 13 inches wide or 17 inches wide, something like that. But anyway, I'm probably never going to use it, but it was only an extra $50. And I thought, well, why not have the feature? So then you can actually, so these are what they call collages, and they've got heaps of different options here. Or then you can use borders. Okay, so this one you can see here, they've got white borders all the way around. So exactly. So Regina said that she's had an Epson for over 7 years and have only bought the ink once, because the Eco Tank, they have a large tank for your print, for your ink. So that's one of the reasons why I went for it as well, was because I didn't want to be running out of ink all the time and buying ink. And I know a lot of people say it's expensive to print your own photos, but I can honestly tell you I've been printing photos galore. So, all right. So I like to tend to use this one here. And there is a layout that I absolutely love, because I want to have a big 5x7 photo on my layout. So I'm actually going to choose this layout here. So when you click on that, it then opens up this. Now, opening that up, I can drag and drop my photos in here. Now, I should be able to, I'm wondering whether I can drag and drop favorites. Okay, so I was thinking either, I don't know whether I want to do this photo of my mum and I together as a favorite. I think I like that. So let's drop that one in. Okay, and there you go. My photo is dragged and dropped in there. No problem whatsoever. Then I can choose another photo. Now, in the favorites, there's this gorgeous photo of my daughter and I. So let's see what that looks like in there. I can then tap on it and I can bring it down smaller. See how her head's chopped off up in there? I can actually bring that photo down to make sure that her head's not chopped off. I'm going to make it bigger so that we get it all in where we need it to be. I don't need it that big. Let's squeeze it down a little bit more. It's so hard when I'm holding this up here. But I think that looks, let's drag it down just a tad more. I think that looks pretty good, okay? And when I tap on the screen, we've now got the photo in there, okay? Now, I've got a photo of, I always like to keep printing photos. I've got a photo of my dad here singing. So let's try that one. Let's throw that in there, and that looks pretty good. It's fitting in there pretty well. I'm happy with that. And then there's another photo of my mother here. Look at my mum. How cute is she? She's standing there beside a massive big pumpkin. You may not be able to see that real well, but okay. So that's all I've got to do. I'm ready to go now. Now my printer is set. You can see here, it says down the bottom, it's A4 paper. So I'm just going to say next, and then I'm going to say print. And sometimes, yes, now that's sending to the printer, okay? So we'll be able to get those photos out in a little while, and we'll be able to start working out our layout. So now that we're waiting for that to happen, I just want to tell you a couple of things that I've done here. So I'm going to remove those for the time being. I don't know what I'm going to use as a heading. I just was playing around with a couple of headings. I've gone ahead and I've fussy cut some of the flowers out of this designer series paper. Now, I did try with a die, with a couple of the dies out of the set. Now, there's that one there I cut out with one of the dies from the Delightful Floral, or the Floral Delight. What's it called? Delightful Wishes stamp set. So the dies. I cut that one out with the die. I cut that one out with the die, and I cut that one out with the die out of the designer series paper. The rest of them I've fussy cut. I've also used this cute sprig punch, which I think is really, really cute. So I thought I've got a whole heap of decorations, and what I find the best thing to do when you're scrapbooking is work out what you're going to decorate with. Cut a whole heap, and that's what I did yesterday when I was doing those layouts. I just had a whole heap of die cuts ready to go, so that I was ready to work out what I wanted to do when I was good to go. All right, now that photo is printing at the moment, so I'll just take that QR code away again. Now, as I said, if you wanted to join for the month of March to get the Everyday You and Me Scrap It With Me workshop kit. Now, I was going to talk about the subscription that I have here for my Scrap It With Me workshop. If you don't want to do next month, you just cancel your subscription before your payment is due. So if you actually set up your subscription now, what will happen is, and I always announce what I'm doing for the next month early so that you know, and what happens is if you do set up your subscription today, before the 3rd of April, if you don't want to do April's kit, you just cancel your subscription. It's as simple as that. So don't be scared about signing up because it's a subscription club. But the beauty of it is if you love what I do in March and you are keen to get April, then you don't have to worry about it. Once you've set the subscription up, you don't have to worry about paying again. It will automatically come out at that date each month. Okay. All right. So I've decided that I definitely want to do that combination there. So I'm going to cut some strips now with my paper trimmer. And I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do 2-inch size strips. So just 2 inches, and I've got that which way do you think this paper goes? I don't know whether, I think it probably would go that way more. So let's do 2 inches that way. Okay, so we've got 2 inches. This paper is gorgeous because you've got the reverse side as well. So you've got lots of different patterns on the reverse side. So this one here is that gorgeous pattern, which I love as well. And I don't know, we might change our minds. We might look at these papers when we get them on our scrapbook layout, and we might go, I want to use that side. So I'm just going to cut 2-inch strips of all 3 of the designs. And then we will go and I'll do a 2-inch strip of my vellum. So 2 and a 2-inch strip of the vellum. Okay. So simple as that, just 4 2-inch strips. Now I will cut them for the other page because I may as well, because I'll show you what it looks like put together. I'm just not going to do all the photos and things for the double page. Otherwise we'd be here forever. Now I'm going to cut a couple of these together because I can, because that will take a bit less time. Okay, so my photos have just finished printing. I can grab them fresh off the printer. Got that one and this one here. All right, so we've got our 2-inch strips for both sides of our layout. Now that's it. That's as simple as it is. I'm going to now arrange them. Now, as I said, I might want to use the opposite side. I don't know. Like I might want to use the green against that one, against this one, and against this one. I'm going to pop them that way. I may want to do the green, or I may want to do this, this and this. I think that's how I had it, was that, and that. I think that's my combination that I will want to do. So I've got those for the other side over there. So I'll do that. Now, what I'm actually going to do, I love tearing. So here's my photos, fresh off the print. Look at that, all done. So that's how easy this Epson EcoTank printer is. So I now have my gorgeous 5x7 photo, which I'm going to use. And then I've got some other photos. I never, ever waste an A4 sheet of photo paper. I always make sure that I put other photos that I could possibly use in future layouts in the other squares so that I fill up the whole A4 sheet, because you don't want to waste an A4 sheet of photo paper. I'm just going to pop that over on the printer now. All right. I do actually like to, I'm going to cut the big 5x7 because that's the one that I'm actually going to do today. Now I'm going to leave that white border. I must admit, when you do the border ones, I find I only ever get one photo that I use the border because I like the size of the border. So I actually tend to cut it right over there near the edge to try and get as much of that white border as I possibly can. Okay, so I now have, when I've printed it with the white border, I don't have to mat that up onto a white piece of cardstock anymore. I'm telling you, Daryl, you will not be disappointed. Now, people are probably going to ask me, how much did you pay for the printer? I'm thinking I bought it back in, I don't know, maybe September last year. I'm thinking I may have spent, it was over $1,000. It was, I think it was 1,000, it was either 1,049 or 1,149. I bought it from, but that included all the inks. I didn't have to worry about purchasing any inks. They were already included in it. So, which I thought was fantastic. So I like to always have my photo so I can keep popping my photo on my layout and see what it looks like. All right, so I'm going to use all those patterns. I think they're the 3 patterns that I'm going to use. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paper And I'm going to tear the edge. Now, it looks like I could possibly put it up that way. So I'm going to tear the edge of this paper this way. Okay. Now, when you tear our designer series paper, you will get a white edge. When you're tearing towards you, you'll get a white edge on this side, and they're the white edges that I like to use. So I'm going to tear that white edge down that way. And I'm going to do this to all 4 pieces, even including my vellum. Okay, now I've turned it around upside down so I can tear it this way, and then I'm going to end up popping them all this way. And the tear, I don't know, I'll see. I might end up doing it the other way. I never glue anything down when I'm doing my layouts. I never glue anything down. Now, I mean, this is a design process here. Can you photocopy with it as well? Yes, you can. Yes, it's got a scanner in it. Yes, you can scan. You can photocopy. Yes, definitely. It's quite big. When I say it's quite big, if you can imagine, I'm just going to put our glass mat. It's a bit bigger than our glass mat. So the printer is a bit bigger than the glass mat. When I say a bit bigger, maybe 4 more inches wide. So it's about that wide. And it's about the same depth as the glass mat. So it is quite a large printer, so you've got to have a fair bit of room to be able to, I just measured it then. I was just looking going, I wonder how big it is. All right, so I'm now just going to tear this one as well. I honestly, I did a fair bit of investigation about, because I thought if I'm going to buy a photo printer, I want one that's going to print good quality photos. Now, I used, to start off with, I had some, because the next thing people are going to ask about is what type of photo paper are you going to use. Now, I am actually using Epson's photo paper at the moment because Epson suggests that you use their products. And I can honestly tell you that I had Kodak photo paper, and I prefer the Kodak. I hope Epson don't listen to my video, but it doesn't matter because I'm not anything to do with them. I'm not affiliated with them at all. So I actually like the Kodak paper better. The Kodak paper is a lot sturdier. And believe it or not, the Kodak paper is cheaper than the Epson paper. So you know, I actually was quite surprised. Now, I'm not going to throw these torn bits away either because I may want to use them somewhere in the layout. Okay, so I'm not going to throw them away. I'm keeping them over to the side. But you can see here, I'm getting some gorgeous torn looks. Now, I feel like I want to have my torn pieces going to the outside of the layout. I feel like that's what I want to do, but okay, so the size doesn't matter. I was trying to see what you meant there because you typed 6. The size doesn't matter. The printer you've had for many years, it's really starting to play up. Yeah. We'll only print 1 page at a time, won't print multiple copies. Yeah. I can tell you, hey, Jan. Jan's got an eco tank, so Jan loves her eco tank. Yeah. I've got 2 eco tank printers. I've got a small one for my sublimation, and I've got the larger one for the photos. Okay, so I've got some gorgeous torn looks here. Okay, beautiful. All right, now what I like to do is I feel like I want my torn bits to go to the outside of the layout. Let's bring this into the middle a little bit more. I feel like I want the torn bits to go to the outside, so I'm just going to flip them around. Let's just go like that. All right. And then, of course, I'm going to have my photo here. Now, I like to do a bit of a dry run. Now, as you can see, that photo is fading into the background. We need something to make that photo pop. So my thought process is we've got some gorgeous old olive here. So my thought process is possibly popping an old olive border all the way around. Even though we've got the white border happening, and I don't know whether this one will be wide enough. It probably won't be. Nope. Okay, so I need a full sheet. So I wanted to really make that photo pop and stand out on the page. So I'm going to use possibly some old olive in behind, which you can see there straight away. Popping that old olive in behind really makes that photo stand out on the page. I could do old olive or I don't have, oh, there's a bit of daffodil. I don't know whether the daffodil will be too washed out looking, or we could even do, I think the daffodil looks good too. What are your thoughts? Daffodil Delight or Old Olive? What are your thoughts? I don't know. I'm like in two minds. Old Olive, Daffodil. What are your thoughts? Old Olive or Daffodil? All right, while we're deciding that, I'm going to glue down. Okay, so Margie's saying Old Olive. I'm going to glue down these pieces ready to go. Now, I'm going to do the vellum first. I like to leave, now it doesn't matter with my vellum because you're not going to see this glue because the other layers are going to go over the top. I'm going to leave a border. I always like to leave an edge. I'm going to leave an edge right there. Okay, so we've got Old Olive, Daffodil, Daffodil, Daffodil. Okay, so we've got 3 for Daffodil, 2 for Old Olive, 4 for Daffodil. Okay. Jen saying that likes the brightness of the yellow, then you can add the Old Olive for the accents. Okay. All right, so we've got that. Now, what I like to do too when I'm doing this is I like to play around with how much you've got out. Okay, so just because I've got 2-inch strips doesn't mean that I'm going to do them all 2-inch because it could look quite boring with them all being 2 inches. I just like the 2-inch strip because it gives you enough to hold on to be able to tear. But I'm actually going to add, see that one there? I'm going to take it in a bit closer. So I've got a different width with my torn pieces here on the side. And then this one, I'm going to possibly do there. Okay, so I think the daffodil is what's people have decided on, the daffodil. Okay. All right. So we have that there. Now, I do normally like to do a bit of a dry run, but I knew that I was going to do that there, so I didn't have to worry about it. All right, so let's just see. We'll cut one of each and we'll see what we think will be best. So what I tend to do is I like to measure my photo, which this photo is nearly 6 inches. So I'm going to say 6 inches. So I'm probably going to do 6 1/4 by, it's 8 1/4. So 6 1/4 by 8 1/2. So that's the only problem with this. It's, I have to cut it this way, but that's okay. 8 1/2 by 6 1/4. Is that right? Yeah, 6 1/4. Okay. So there we have the Old Olive backing. We'll make our mind up when we see these two together. And when we start putting, I'm not gonna back it yet. I'm just going to 8.5. I think it was 8.5, wasn't it? By 6 1/4. Yes, by 6 1/4. Okay. So who that's watching, who are traditional scrapbookers? Who loves scrapbooking? Or better still, who's just started to get into scrapbooking? Okay. So we have that one, or we have that one. So there you go. Now, I've gone ahead and I've cut some of these gorgeous flowers. And I've done a heading, just the two of us, because I wanted to either do this one or the one with my daughter. But I can see that I've got, I did this one. So I did these on my Cricut. Okay. Oh, I better get that. You're just starting. Okay. Let me get rid of that QR code. Sorry, I didn't realize I still had that up there. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Joanne's a scrapbooker. Margie, I know you've been scrapbooking for years. Scrapbooking, but only for albums, journals, not photo pages. Okay. So I think I did this on my Cricut. I didn't like that one. I like this. That's another. I might still just use that moment, or just the two of us. I don't know. I'm going with the flow. All right. Now, the other thing that I thought that I would do is bring in, and I don't know whether I want that on an angle or whether I want it straight. I like it on an angle. I do like it on an angle. All right. I'm thinking the daffodil is the right way to go, to tell you the truth, because it keeps the page nice and clean. I think once you put the old olive in behind, I don't know, it dirties up the page a bit, don't you think? I don't know. I think you all went with daffodil, so we might end up going with it. I like the daffodil. It keeps it nice and bright. All right. Now, I work out where I'm going to put my photo, and then I work out my embellishments from where the photo placement's going to be. So I want to probably place the photo there. I want to pop a title in, which I think is, I think I'm going to use the moments. I don't know about just the two of us, but I think I'm going to use, let me just cut this out. So what I would traditionally do is print this up as a print and cut on my Cricut machine, and it will print out. Now, did you know that we can, this is the thing that is really, really awesome, on our Cricut machine, when we are designing our, so we've got just the two of us, or we've got moments. I think it's a gorgeous moment. So I'm thinking it will be, I'm thinking the word moments will be really, really good. Now, this is cut out of chipboard, and it was done from a wonderful friend of mine. I need to cut that down because I'm a smidge out on that layer. I need to cut like a smidge under the 6 1/4. Needs to be 1/16 smaller. You may think that that is being really particular, but I was just lining that up and I kept looking at it going, it's not quite even. Oh, it could even go another smidge, you know. No, I'm going to be good with it. It matches my dress. All right. Okay. So because I'm going to do that now, the elements of text I absolutely love because it is a great stamp, and I used it in my, I'm going to have to clean it because I haven't cleaned it. I used it in my layouts yesterday, and it just added something just in behind where you're putting all your embellishments. It just added that extra texture in behind. The first kit I demonstrated prompted you to order it. Yep. Okay. Now, I always like to test my my element of text stamp because there's what I was going to say. I needed a scrap piece of paper because you've got to make sure you get it up the right way. And I don't know about you, I have a hard time trying to work out which way this stamp goes up, and I feel like I want to do it in Old Olive, but I feel like I want to stamp it off. I feel like Old Olive directly will be too heavy. So let's see. I think it goes up this way. No, it goes up the other way, that way. Okay, so let's stamp it off and see what it looks like stamped off. Yeah, see, I think I like it stamped off. So it's not so obvious, but it's just a little hint of something in behind. Now I'm going to want to put, I'm thinking moments here. I feel like I just want to put a cluster of flowers just around here. I don't think I really need anything up here. So I think I want to put a cluster of flowers around here. So I actually want this element of text to be sitting in around here in all different places so that I can place my embellishments on. So what I like to do is ink it up, stamp it off, and now I want to stamp some there. And you'll see, I'm going to leave that there so I know which way it goes up. So I wanted to have my photo this way. So we're going to have some text there. I also want to pop some down in here. And then, of course, once I pop my flowers over the top, you've got those gorgeous text elements coming out from underneath. So can you see that? All right, so I definitely want some down through here. So I'm going to do it a bit lower this time so that I get a fair bit of that coming out from underneath. So I'm going to do it right down here. Okay, bring in that again. The other thing that I wanted to say too is I've got some Old Olive spriggy leaves. I've also got some white, which I thought was quite nice. We could even I've got a nice cute little white sprig here. I just play around with all my embellishments, popping them in and out. Actually, that over the green would look quite nice. Let's do that. So some white and some green. And then, of course, another little flower. What do we got here in our embellishments? Now, I've cut some of the edge pieces. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. I've cut some of these edge pieces. They can physically tuck in behind and just pop out from the sides. So don't think just because it has come off the edge. Look at that one. It can tuck in behind there and just come in from underneath. So don't think just because it's been on the edge that you need to not use it. So I've just fussy cut out of, and I'll show you the two sheets that I've been fussy cutting out of. I've got this one here, which is this sheet. So this one here, been fussy cutting out of that. And I've also been fussy cutting out of this one here as well. Okay. So, okay. I need another couple of little flowers, different colored. See how we've got the different color coming in here? We definitely need a little bit more different color in there. Now, I don't even mind that we have a little bit of text if we wanted to popping out from up underneath here. So I might even just do one more and just have a little bit of that popping out from underneath that top corner. So just up in here. And I'm not going to do a lot. I'm just going to do a little bit poking out from up the top. So it's not actually going to be too much. There. All right. It's starting to come together. All right, now I'm going to move all of this out of the way because I need to start working out on these embellishments. I'm going to glue. I've decided that we're definitely going to use the Daffodil Delight as the backing for my photo. So let's glue that down first. I also think a little bit of sponge blending brush with some Daffodil Delight in amongst all that text, I think will be quite nice as well. So let's grunge it up a little bit, just with a little bit more color in the background. Okay, so we've got that there. I'm going to grab a blending brush and my Daffodil Delight. There. Okay. So I feel like if we put a little bit more color in here, so I'm going to move all those out of the way. I'm going to use my blending brush and my scrap here. And I just want to add some Daffodil Delight in the background there. Okay, let's pop that back in and see how that looks. Can you see by just adding a little bit of blending in there? And I'm going to do a little bit up on that top section as well, up through here. Just to add a little bit more hint of that Daffodil Delight. All right. Now, I love that in under there. Let me get these flowers happening. We've got another little edge one here. So let's pop that little edge one just in under there. I love this one. And I also love that one there, which we could possibly do that way. This one here, I'm not overly fussed on this one, but we can pop him in underneath. What else do I have? Oh, I've got some cute little ones here. This cute little one could go here. And you know, I'm actually just going to do my word moments over the top of my embellishments. I think is quite cute. All right, I like these little sprigs. I've got a couple of those, so we can pop a couple of those in there. I've also got some green ones. These are Mossy Meadow. I feel like Mossy Meadow is too dark. I feel like I need, let me do a bit more punching in some Old Olive. I just feel like that Mossy Meadow is quite dark. Let's see whether doing, I did have a plan of doing some Old Olive ones. So let's punch a few of those out. And let's see if the Old Olive looks better. I feel like the Old Olive might be a bit softer. And this is typically just what I do. I just play around, popping some pieces in where I think it needs to be. What do you think about the old olive? Do you think the old olive's better? And, you know, we could even do a cute little... I don't want to do too many flowers. I actually think a cluster of flowers just down the bottom is quite nice. I'd like to pop a little bit of journaling here, maybe a couple of flowers up through there, but not a lot. Jeanette, thank you, Donna. You've recently purchased an Epson printer and I had no idea I could use a collage to print. Yep. Have spent a lot of time and money printing at stores. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going with the old olive sprigs. I think look way better. All right, I'm actually going to glue my photo down because I like to glue the photo down and then start tucking bits and pieces in where I think look really nice. We've got this one up here. I could possibly pop that one and a couple of little ones around with maybe a little sprig. I think the other leaf was too big up there, but maybe a little sprig coming out from up there. And then I'm possibly going to put a little bit of journaling down in through here. So let's glue the photo down. And then when I glue the photo down, I like to glue it in from the edges so that then you can tuck your embellishments in underneath. So I'm just going to add that there where I want it to be. Like so. And then I'm going to tuck in these embellishments. So because I've actually just put glue, you can see here, I can tuck them in underneath. I've got room to tuck it in. Even if I wanted to tuck these ones in up the top here, I could tuck it in underneath because I've got that room to move. So this one here is definitely going to go in there. And I want to do that little piece, that little sprig in underneath it. So I'm going to pop that sprig on first. I'm trying to work out which way it goes that way. It's pretty sad when our eyesight makes us struggle, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to pop that one there. And then this one is going to slide in under that and over there like that. Who else struggles like that with their eyesight these days? I don't know. The older I get, the worse I'm getting. Okay, so I've got that one in there. I like the look of that one going over the top of the page, and maybe that one tucking in underneath and a sprig coming out from there. And this one. So this little one here, I was going to tuck in up that way, which is good. So let's do that. But I want to pop some leaves coming out from underneath. I might pop that in there. Do I have some more flowers that are going to go there? What's this one? That one there can move up. This one can come out a little bit more. Up there. And this is just generally what I do. I just play around with flowers and pop them where you think that they're going to look nice. Okay, I like this corner up here, so I'm going to do that corner. I like the way that's sitting, so let's add that. When you know you've got something sitting where you want it, that's the time to adhere down. Now, I like to adhere my flowers and things over the corner of my photos just to give it a little bit more of a real feel. And also clustering your bits and pieces and getting them to touch together. Actually, no. What about down that way? I feel like I just want one more little. Maybe we need it in the green. Yeah, I think in the green, in the old olive. So let's add that. I wanted something just to come down through this side here. Okay, there. I've got sprigs and flowers going everywhere. See, I like the word moments just going over. I don't know, maybe even at the angle that the photo is on. That possibly a white coming out through there. And maybe just a little flower in amongst them. If it will come off my finger. There. What are your thoughts on that? Oops, I've lost my chat. There we go. How do you do your journaling? Do you print it or write it? So I have actually been writing it, Christine, and the reason why I have been writing it is I've had a lot of people that say that it sounds horrible, but for your children, when you're gone, they like to be able to see your own handwriting, and it brings back memories of your handwriting because through their life, they're watching you. They're seeing you use your handwriting and things, and they can relate to your handwriting. So, but I don't know. I've seen people print it, and I think printing it is nice as well. So, I don't know. I can't go without my glasses now. I think it's because I work on the computer all day for work. Yeah, I know. So it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's just getting to a stage. Sometimes I put my glasses on, sometimes I take it off. So, yeah. But as you can see, look at that gorgeous page that's come together. A couple of strips of designer series paper and some embellishments cut out of the designer series paper. Christine saying, I agree. I like writing. Yeah. So I would possibly put maybe like a nice little tag that can pop out of there. With something on it that you want to write. The other thing I wanted to tell you about too, I'll tell you something that I've discovered which makes things really, really easy. I'm going to tell you this. There's so many things when it comes to your scrapbooking, what can help. ChatGTP. Now, I actually said, give me a title for a mother and daughter page. So it says Moments with My Girl, Mother and Daughter Magic, Forever My Girl, Just the Two of Us. So that's actually how I got the I didn't Moments with My Mini. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, that was when I was thinking about doing the one with Denny and I. But, you know, I thought Just the Two of Us sounds really nice. Moments is really good because that was a gorgeous moment at my mum's 80th birthday. And sorry for the glare that's on her her head there. It was a gorgeous photo of her and I at her 80th birthday, and I love my mum to death. And she is absolutely, for her age, she's doing really, really well. So so I thought, what better way of doing a gorgeous scrapbook layout than to do this. All right, so now that I've got an arrangement happening there, let's remove the moments. Now, this is what I typically do when I have an arrangement looking like how I want it to look. I then dissect what is underneath everything. What is the bottom layers? So here I've got this flower here. So I'm going to glue that flower down because I know that that goes in underneath everything. So I'm going to glue that down. And what I do is I pull things out one by one and put them back where I got them from. So that one there is going to go in under there. This leaf here, I'm going to need to glue it down because it's going in underneath everything. So I'm going to glue that leaf down. You can take a photo of what your layout looks like right now. And then you can then go off the photo and replace everything where you need it to be. But I tend to typically just do this. I fiddle around and play. Now the next thing that I can pop down is probably these leaves underneath here because they're all spreading in underneath these three big large flowers. So I'll pull that leaf out there, pop some glue on it, and then pop it back in under that flower where it needs to be. This leaf here I'm going to pull out because it's underneath the white one. So I'll add that back in to there. The white one can now come out. Add some glue on that. Pop it back in. That little flower is going to be a little bit of a, let's pull him out. Back in there. Then this green leaf we'll pull out. Put a bit of glue on. Pop him back in. Okay, so now with my flowers, I have these three flowers here. So this one here, I'm going to glue in underneath. So that one pops in under there. So we'll glue him in. This one here is going to pop in, so I'm going to take that one out. Add a bit of glue. Pop it back in. Right there. And then this one. And we have our flower arrangement glued down. So just as simple as that. What do you think? And then, of course, our moments will sit in there. How's that for a gorgeous layout? Yeah, so Linda's saying that your mum and dad are both gone. Before dad died, I tried to get him to tell me the old stories of the family, but he wouldn't do it. That's sad. I think the thing is we just need to be able to, oh, I've got my little flower here. I think we just need to be able to remember what we remember. So I did an album. I'm just going to pop that one there. I did an album for my dad. I want to add a little bit more white. So let's add a white one here. Watch out. Donna's getting into the embellishment. There. Let's pop that little one in there. That looks super cute. And do we need a bit of white coming in down through here somewhere? In through here. There. Done. So I sort of more or less said to my father that it was my recollection of my life with them. Now you can see here, we've got some torn pieces. I could tuck some of those torn pieces in behind here and add some extra bits if I wanted to. I could even tuck some up in this way. Don't ever throw anything out, because I think you would absolutely. And see, I could even do that, just the two of us. But I think the moments is so much nicer. I don't know. I love these wood chip cutouts, don't you? But there you go. There's a gorgeous layout done with just tearing some paper. I could put a strip in here of this could bring in some of the old olive. I could let me just see if that will make a difference in there. Like maybe just an 1/8 inch strip, just to divide that edge up. We could possibly put a strip in here. Let's try that. Let's see what it looks like. See if we like it. Okay, so let's pop a strip in here. See, I'm getting into this. And a strip in under there. What do you think? Yes to the old olive strip in there? What do you think? And then we could even do, oh, I don't have a 12 by 12. I was going to say we could even do a daffodil strip down there, but we can't. I don't have any 12 by 12. But there you go. That's the process of me printing out my photos. You love it. Thanks, Jan. That's the process of me printing out my photos, and voila, a gorgeous layout. Very quick, very easy, using some of those cutout Designer Series paper flowers. But yeah. Yes to the strip, says Margie. Sue says nice, but too much yellow. Well, the paper's all yellow, Sue, so you know. Okay, Always is saying no, no to the old olive strip. We've got Margie saying yes, Judy saying yes, Jill saying yes. Hey, Tracy Lee, how are you? Strip on the left side with a flower to break it. Strip on the left side with the flower to break it. Oh, over here, you're talking about Old Olive or Daffodil Delight? Old Olive or Daffodil Delight? Better with the strip. Let me see. I don't know whether I actually have a flower left to be able to put a flower in there. And did I glue my vellum right down? No, I didn't. Now you're challenging me. Okay, let's grab my take a pick so I can get in under here with my spatula tool. Okay, so let's go in under there with the strip. Trying to get all the way down there. Okay. There. And actually, you know, my journaling could go over it and it could cover up where I've got the join. There you go. What do you think about that? Hang on, I get it to sit the right way. How about that? Deborah says the strip is a nice touch, or a cluster of leaves. I mean, you can hardly even see the join, but I could possibly put my my journaling there, and you could cover it anyway. But there you go. So thank you very much for hanging out with me. I hope that has helped you with talking about doing printing your photos and what type of printer. I have used my Epson EcoTank printer religiously ever since I've got it. I can tell you it was definitely worth the money. It was not wasted money at all. I use it for more than just look at the mess I have here. I use it for more than just my printing of my photos. I use it for all of my printing needs. The difference with the 8550 is too that it has 6 different colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 different colors, but it has a permanent black in it, which I think is what makes it different. And it's got 3 different photo inks in it. So 3 different photo. Most printers have 1 photo printer, photo ink. Some have 2. This one has 3, I think it is. So you missed the start. What app was I using? Okay, so Jen, I will, it is I'll just show it to you on my phone. It is called the Creative Print app. Let me just show you my phone again. I'll just quickly run through this for anyone that missed it at the beginning. Let me go here. Okay, so it is called, if you can see that on my phone, sorry, it's very hard to get my phone up here close enough, but the Creative Print app. And when you click on the Creative Print app, hang on, we'll go home. No, I don't want to save it. You can save it if you want to. So when you get into the Creative Print app, you go into collage like that. You have all of these different collages to choose from, and you just drag and drop your photos in. Or there is the border collage, which it shows you with the borders. Similar layouts. I think the layouts for the border ones are very similar to the layouts for the others. But I tell you one that I absolutely love. Let me see if I can find it. This one here. This one is the one that I love. I actually, no, it's not that one. Hang on. No, I tell a lie. It is, where is it? This one. It creates some nice tall narrow photos, but this little strip across the bottom is awesome. The other day I actually used these for a lot of 3x4s. They're a bit smaller. They don't go the regular sizes, but it's good because you can cut your layers then to be the size that you need them, and build it up with layers if you wanted to. But there I could drag and drop in, and I've got 8 photos, and you just use A4 photo paper. So you're not wasting and you're not spending a lot of time printing like one photo at a time. You can print multiple photos. So yeah, it's a great app, and it goes with the Epson printers. There is another app that goes with the Epson printers as well, but I don't use it. It's called Epson iPrint. I don't use that, but yeah, it's a great printer. So yeah, all good. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me, and I will catch you all again tomorrow. Have a great day. If you haven't liked and shared the video, hang on. I need to do my draw. Hang on. Let me, no, I'll jump back on with a live video and do the draw. I forgot to do the draw on Friday, so I will do my weekly draw. So for anyone that goes back to my videos on YouTube and types liked and shared on YouTube, you will go into a draw to win a weekly prize. If you're an international viewer, you will get one of my handmade cards sent to you. If you are a viewer from Australia, you will actually earn product. Now, the 2 things that I'm giving away this week from last week is the Beautiful Butterflies stamp set and the Day to Celebrate stamp set. So 2 lucky winners. I will get that sorted and jump back on. So I'll be back on in about 10-15 minutes to do the live drawing. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day, and I will see you in about 5 or 10 minutes for whoever the lucky drawer is. Okay,